You've probably seen this stuff everywhere, right? Maca Root. It's in powders, smoothies, supplements, and it comes with some pretty big promises for everything from your energy levels to your love life. But what is it really? Is this ancient remedy the real deal, or is it just the latest wellness trend we're all talking about? Well, today, we're going to dig in and separate the science from the hype. So first, let's get a little perspective. Maca is not new, not by a long shot. For more than 2,000 years, people in the crazy high altitudes of the Peruvian Andes have been growing this thing. We're talking about a root that thrives in some of the most brutal weather on Earth, way up at over 13,000 feet. And now, that same tough little root has just exploded. It's a global phenomenon, showing up in health food stores and kitchens literally all over the world. And that huge leap from an ancient food source to a modern-day supplement is exactly why we need to take a much closer look at what's going on. Okay, so before we dive into all the health claims, let's just start with the basics. What in the world is this stuff people call Peruvian ginseng? You know, it might have this exotic-sounding nickname, but botanically speaking, maca is actually a cruciferous vegetable. Yeah, that means it's in the exact same family as stuff you already know, like broccoli, cauliflower, and kale. So it's not some magical mystery plant. It's a humble root vegetable with a really impressive backstory. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, beyond the usual vitamins and minerals you'd expect, maca has these unique bioactive compounds, things like macamides and glucosinolates. You can think of these as the special ingredients that scientists are really interested in, the stuff they believe might be behind all those potential health benefits. And this, right here, really gets to the heart of the whole conversation. This quote from Healthline sums it up perfectly. The research is mixed, and we just need more of it. That is the single most important thing to keep in your mind as we go through all the hype. All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about the #1 reason maca is so incredibly popular, its supposed connection to sexual health. This is the big one, isn't it? The claims about maca being some kind of miracle for libido and fertility are what really put it on the map for a lot of people. But what does the science actually have to say about it? So, what does the data tell us? Well, it's a mixed bag for sure. For men, yeah, some small studies do hint at a possible boost for low libido and maybe even better sperm concentration. And for women, there was one study that found it might help with sexual dysfunction caused by antidepressants. But you're seeing the theme here, right? The evidence is promising, but it's just not conclusive yet. Let's zoom in on that fertility claim for a second. There was a study back in 2020 where men took 2 grams of maca every day for 12 weeks. And the result? They actually saw a pretty significant improvement in their sperm concentration compared to the group that got a placebo. Sounds good, right? But, and this is a big but, here's where you gotta read the fine print. That exact same study found no real difference in sperm motility, which is all about how well the sperm can actually move. This is a perfect example of the kind of nuance we're talking about. The benefits can be really specific, not the across-the-board fix it's sometimes made out to be. Okay, so maca isn't just about sexual health. There are a bunch of other potential benefits being looked at, especially when it comes to things like menopause symptoms, mood, and just general energy levels. Some of the research suggests maca might help with things like hot flashes and sleep problems during menopause. A few studies have also pointed towards better mood and energy scores. But, you see the pattern here? A lot of the research, particularly for things like brain function and inflammation, is still being done on animals. And we just can't draw solid conclusions for humans from that yet. So we've gone through the potential upsides, but what about the practical stuff? You know, if you're actually thinking about trying maca, you've got to know how to use it safely. You'll usually find maca as a powder. It's got this kind of nutty, almost butterscotch-like flavor, which is why it works so well in smoothies or oatmeal. You can even put it in baked goods. As for how much, most studies use somewhere between 1.5 to 3 grams a day, but it's important to note there's no officially recommended dose. And this part is super important. We just don't know if maca is safe for people who are pregnant or nursing. And look, like with any supplement, if you have a medical condition or you're taking other medications, you absolutely have to talk with your doctor first. That's non-negotiable. This is a question that comes up all the time. Can you just add this to your daily routine, day in and day out? So what does the research tell us about taking it every day? Well, for most people, it seems to be okay. Studies show that taking up to 3 grams a day is generally well tolerated for up to 4 months. The key thing to remember, though, is that its safety over the long haul just hasn't been studied yet. All right, so after digging into all of this, where do we land? What's the real bottom line on Maca Root? Hype or reality?
Let's just boil it all down. 1. Maca has a super long history and a lot of modern interest. 2. There's some promising science, but it's still very limited. 3. Right now, the evidence just isn't strong enough to recommend it for any specific health problem. And 4, the most important one, always talk to a healthcare pro first.
So, could this ancient root have a place in your modern life? Ultimately, that's up to you. But if there's one thing the science makes clear, it's that we're all still waiting for the final verdict.